Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
This is Emily. Emily and I have been working together for a year now, and so we are going to talk about her journey, where she started, where she's going, what she's accomplished, and I am super excited. So, tell me about you. Tell me just about you first. Who are you?
I'm a mom of 3, 15, almost 16, 11, almost 12, and then a 7-year-old, wife of 23 years, and a 3rd grade teacher for at least, 10 years now?
And you love
That's
what
me.
you do.
I love what I do, absolutely.
One of the things.
It is a career. I mean, it is not a job. It's not, I love it. Is there challenges? Every single day, and that's exactly why I became a teacher, because it is the one job where every day is different.
Right.
So,
And I also love your commitment and your drive to make your family a priority too. Like you are
Absolutely.
very family oriented, and not just family oriented, but like you love your husband, and that is
Yes.
something very rare these days. You know what I mean?
Yes, and saying that, Friday I went to a yearbook conference because I do yearbook for our school, and girl was just, they've been together 6.5 years, and they're talking about getting married, and I said, yeah, my husband and I have been married for 23 years, and she was just in a state of shock, and she said, I don't think I know anyone that has been married for 23 years, and I said, now you do.
Right.
So yeah, we just make ourselves a priority, and that's the thing, we date each other all the time, and even going to Costco, like he met me up in Costco on Friday, and it's like, let's date, and those are those little things, because pretty soon kids are going to be gone, and it's just going to be us. We have to still love each other.
Right. So tell me, where were you like a year and a half prior to us working together? Like tell me the lead up to where were you in life? What was going on?
I was still reeling and dealing with COVID. Not exactly the illness, but just the after effects of it with teaching. Looking back, I can see that I was depressed. I didn't know which way was up, and it rocked me. But for me, I never liked dwelling on the negative, so I just kept pushing. And every day came a new challenge, more than what I ever thought teaching was going to be. And because kids at home, husband, everything was stable. It was work that was the hardship. I was also dealing with having emergency gallbladder surgery, even a year prior. September of 2021, I had emergency surgery, which I thought I was going to die. And so after that, I even remember myself saying, oh, well, now this can be when I start eating correctly, because everyone told me, when you have your gallbladder out, food is going to change you differently. Donuts do that to me. I can only eat donuts at home. Take that as you can. But other than that, not many other foods really affect me. Fried foods, yes, but I just then went right back into the same habits. And so if you say, it was a rough time. I mean, I look back at pictures of me then to me now, I knew I wasn't in a good place. I was 230 pounds, and that was the heaviest I've ever been. And going into a size almost on the verge of from a size 18 to a size 20, and I didn't want to be there, and I didn't know how to get out. Logan started working with you with air rifle to try and get him to be a little steadier with holding the gun, and I knew that every time I dropped him off, you had that look in your face like, when is it your turn? I think you even said that a couple times, and it's like, yeah. And right before, and I even have a Facebook memory, I mean, we're kind of skipping up to right before, but Olivia goes to Carly, who, does softball lessons and stuff, and one of her workouts was like squats and everything, and I was trying to show her how to do, no, you gotta get lower, and then the last thing was a sit-up, and I'm like, man, I haven't done these in a really long time, and I'm sitting there, and my kids are like, go mom, go, and I couldn't even do one. And that's where I broke. And I went, I need a change. And I kept talking to Herbie, my husband, and to my mom, who are both two of my major supporters in all of this. And and then the voices in my head, or I can even say God was saying, go to Bethany. You've already got a rapport with her, go to her, and that's when I said, can I come meet with you?
I remember that birthday party where you shared that you weren't able to do the sit-up, and what could you do?
Yeah.
And how many sit-ups can you do now?
In a row, probably 30, maybe more. I haven't counted yet because that hasn't been in my exercises. 16 right now within my exercises, but I'm sure I could do about 30 with the cheater.
It's not a cheater, it's an ab mat. It helps you get more.
But it works. It works for me because even just laying down, I can't do as many as without that. So, yeah. But I love it. So yeah.
And so that's what made you take the leap.
Yes. And then leaping into sitting with you, I still was on the fence.
Right.
Because it was a major change, and I don't do change very well.
What were you imagining it to be like?
I knew it was going to be hard. It was going to be hard because I saw the way that you do everything, and you put your full force into everything, and I knew you were going to be a force of nature with me as well. So watching you talk about stuff with Logan when he got done with his, it was the no nonsense. But I needed that. I needed someone to sit there and push me. And when we came in and did the consultation, I was still just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw it all at you. And I think I told her more stuff than I've ever told anybody. But I wanted you to know where I was, how I felt, where I wanted to go, and how I wanted to feel doing it. And I knew it was going to be a struggle. But sitting there watching you, and I'm a very big body language, facial, like I watch and I can feel your energy. And watching you and stuff, I knew that I was safe. Walking in here, I knew I was safe. That I could do anything, that I could fail miserably at an exercise like a sit-up. And you would sit there and you would go, no, okay, well now let's try it this way. Try it this way. And then that would work for me. But even just sitting there let's go back to, sorry, I went forward. But sitting in that consultation, it was like, you didn't judge me. You didn't sit there and you may have already started having a plan of what you wanted to do, but you listened. You didn't listen to reply and go, well, I can do this for you. I can do this. Let's do this together. You listened, and then you said, what else? What more? And that's what I loved, because you weren't judging my 230 pounds and not being able to do a sit-up. You saw me where I'm going to be. And because I couldn't see myself there yet. I wanted to be there, but you could see it and you're like, okay, I can get you there. And that's what I love about you, is that every time I walk into this room, I'm safe. I can do what you're asking. I think I work harder for you than I do at 10:30 at night when I'm doing my exercises, because you push me, and that's what I love. But you push me with grace, and grit. You don't push me with, you got to get this done. You got to do this. You're here. If I walk in and say, listen, my ankle is hurting or my wrists are hurting, you're like, all right, we're going to modify it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You take me where I'm at, not where I'm going. And I mean, even like this summer, I told you, I'm a teacher, my brain just turns off. And I think you were probably frustrated in the beginning, which is understandable because we're on this momentum, we're going. But you took it and you said, okay, this is your maintenance time. And so that is why even a year later, I'm still with you and I'm still going. And I don't think I've ever been in an exercise area this long, and I haven't had results like this. And it's because of you. And I know, yes, you're going to say, well, it's because you're doing the work and you're eating the right foods, and well, you know, but it's because I have you, and I also have my support system at home. I think if I didn't have that, it would be a much bigger struggle. I mean, even my kids are sitting there like, I want to do your workouts with you. And I'm like, it's 10:30, you can't, you know? But if it's on a weekend, or if it's something like, let's go out and walk, let's go out and do this, they're right there. They know how much this has helped me. Am I where I want to be a year later? No, but that's okay, because I feel like if I'm taking it slow, it's going to keep off. And I mean, some of the habits that I've gained from this has stayed with me. I mean, I know you had asked me about like, what foods were you eating beforehand? And I'm like, I don't even remember. Like, it's like, I ate all the junk food. I ate all the crappy food. I mean, we had McDonald's the other night. I'm like, I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry. I'm just gonna get a cheeseburger, you know, cheeseburger Happy Meal, so it's smaller. And even just eating the bread from the cheeseburger, which I've taken off from other burgers, I'm like, this is gross. I'm not that, you know, I should just be eating the meat, but I need something. So, sorry.
You're totally fine. You're not. That was awesome, and that was, you know, that's part of the question of like, what keeps you going. And so one thing I do want to say is, so Emily comes to see me for half an hour once a week, and then we use an app called True Coach, and I program her workouts for her. So as you've heard her mention, she's doing her workouts at 10:30 at night sometimes. And then the other thing we do with True Coach is she tracks her macros, except when we're over the summer, like, you know, but that is something we learned because we listened to what her body was doing. So over this last year, she has become more aware of her eating habits. She's been logging her food, and she's been getting her work.
Trying.
That is.
It's not 100% all the time.
Yeah, that's totally fine though. You do great. And then she does her workouts at home. So talk to me about that. How was adding in the workouts? How was tracking your food? Like, what was it like in the beginning? And how are you finding, like, I mean, you're doing them at 10:30 at night. Mm-hmm. That takes some drive and determination. Like, talk to me about that.
So like we mentioned before, family time is big. So I like to be present when my kids are awake and are up. And I guess that's the same thing. When they go to bed, that's kind of like my downtime. Like, it's kind of, I sit and I watch a movie or a show with my mom, because we live with my mom, or my mom lives with, we co-inhabit, I guess. I don't know how you would say it. Like, if we've been doing it for so long, it just doesn't really factor in. But she sits there, that's my time to sit and talk about my day with my mom. And so she goes to bed, and then I sit there and I go through True Coach, and I look at my what I'm gonna do, and sometimes I have to admit I fall asleep, like sitting there and like, oh wait, I gotta do my exercises, and I get up and I do it. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, I should just go to bed. I love my bed. I love my bed. But I get up and I do it, and I feel so much better. Like, even just kicking out and doing my warm up, it moves me, and it's like, okay, this is what I'm going for. And I know 10:30 at night sounds really late. Why in the world are you doing that? When you go to bed, aren't you awake? There are sometimes I am. My husband likes that. There are other times that I am just dog tired from the day. I push through the workout. I may not have given my 100%, but I'm ready to crash. And I will sleep. I sleep so much better than when I don't. So I think that's interesting as well. I think it's just my body finally going, okay, you're finally in bed. Let's be asleep. Tracking my macros, that started out really easily because I was gung-ho. I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's do everything. I think now, a year later, I kind of know the foods that are going to work with me and what aren't going to work with me. I think if I have a day where I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna eat this for dinner, and I love that you had said before, it's okay, start with dinner. You know you're gonna go have Red Robin for dinner, and then base your lunch and your breakfast off of that. And so I drink a protein shake in the morning. My coworkers and I, we actually bring stuff together to make salads. And so we have salads at lunchtime. I have like this low-fat raspberry vinaigrette that I just pour a little bit on, and we eat that for lunch. And we have the grilled chicken, I have the cheese, I have all the veggies that I normally wouldn't be getting at other times. And then for dinner, sometimes I already have that in. And my snack on the way home, I actually have a mini fridge. I put protein shakes in there. So I take a protein shake and I drink it on the way home. So then I have that snacking that I'm gonna do at home, that I would go and, grab a thing of crackers or grab this or grab that may not be good, empty calories. Having that protein shake, I'm full, and I go home and I'm good. So I think by now I'm doing it sparsely, I don't know that word very well, sorry, sporadically, there we go, is okay because I'm here. I think in the beginning I needed every single thing there so that my habits could form. And
You even did it on vacation.
I did. I even did it on vacation, and that shocked and surprised me as well. But it worked. It kept me on track, and I think you were even surprised. You lost weight on vacation. How did you do that? And it's tracking those macros. And I think if I go on vacation again, I'm tracking those macros.
Because you still allowed yourself the treats.
Absolutely.
But you just balanced it all out.
Yes, I always have the ice cream. Ice cream is my thing, and I will never stop having ice cream because that's my little indulgence. I don't have candy anymore. I don't eat the cake. I don't eat the brownies. I mean, like, our kids, they don't even we used to buy like $30 cakes for them that were made specifically for them, and they would eat barely one slice, and then who's eating the rest of it? We are. And I'm like, nope, we're at cupcakes now. One little cupcake, that's all we're having. And it helps me because I'm not going into there's cake, I can eat cake. I don't even crave cake. I don't it's not a need or a want anymore. I have figured out what works for me, I don't crave it, like I did before. Before it was my body needed that sugar, needed that stuff, and now, no. In the beginning, absolutely. I wanted all the things, but I kept my mind at, hey, this is your goal. This is where you need to be at the end, where you want to be at the end of the month. This is where you want to be here. It's taking those really large goals, breaking them down into the little ones, being a realist about where I'm supposed to be at. And I love it. I love that I have you to bounce ideas off of. I can text her, I can message her through True Coach and be like, this is not working. Or even like an exercise. Going back to the exercise and stuff, it's like, I don't understand. I don't know what this, I've looked it up. I don't know what this is. And then there was one exercise that we were doing, I was doing at home, and I was doing it, and I showed her, and she goes, I don't even do that. That's not what no, I want you to do this. I'm like, oh, that's a lot easier than what I was trying to do. So, even after this video is done, I have a question for her on one of the things in the exercises. So, it's just getting yourself into that routine and the mindset. I don't think if I came to you when I had just had Declan, and because I was thinking even about it back then when our girls were in kindergarten and stuff, I'm like, man, she's a personal trainer. I would love to be able to do it. I wasn't in the mindset then, and now I am, and my body has taken enough from me. That being said, I've had the gallbladder surgery, I've had 3 C-sections, I've had a hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy, so I feel like my body's taken enough from me now. I need my body back the way I want it to be. That, and I want to be around for my kids. Life is short, and I need to be there. So, sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I ramble a lot. I'm a teacher.
The to you about the struggles and like what keeps you going, because I know personally one of the things I love is that you recognize the little successes. Like you share and you are amazing at communicating, and I think that's one of the reasons it's been so beneficial is that you do share all of the things, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Share.
No, you don't, because it's all of that that really allows me to help you to the fullest and give you more exactly what you need.
Yes.
So, but I want to talk about like what are the things that keep you going, and like when you are like in the low spot, like this isn't like because I don't think you've ever doubted that it's working.
No,
but you
absolutely.
Like there's moments where you're like, is it worth it?
Right. Just even 2 weeks ago, we, summer was maintenance. Getting back into it, I was in the throes of getting my classroom ready, getting the first week of school through, getting all back into the mindset of go, 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 go. She added on 5 days a week of exercising, which was not a big deal because I feel like at home now it's easier than it was before, I think, because of going. But I was at a low point. I was exhausted. I was tired. And I was sitting there trying to do a sit-up, and I was doing them, and I just started bawling. And I think that's where the struggle is when I'm extremely tired. Things are going on that are kind of out of my control. And I think I just sit and I go over look at how far you've come. Do you want to quit that? And that's where my struggle was at that time was, oh my gosh, like I'm just done. What is this doing? Because I was going up in weight instead of coming down. And even though, let's not look at the scale. The scale's numbers don't say who you are as a person, but for me that's a goal. It's to get lower, it's not to go higher. And it took me so long to get under 200. And I busted my butt for that, and seeing it go back up towards it scared me, and I think that's where it was. And so what helped me was, one, I knew you weren't going to let me give up. You were not going to let me quit, so that was in the back of my head. My mom and Herbie were not going to let me quit, and then my kids, what would that show them? I tell them all the time, no, you've started something, you're going to finish what you start. And we can't quit it unless there's something dire that, maybe an injury that's so bad that you can't come back from it or something like that. I didn't have any of that. It was just exhaustion at that time. And so in my brain, it was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this exercise. I even messaged you and like, I was at the point of quitting. I just had to quit. I just had to quit this exercise and go to bed. And when I woke up in the morning, I was even telling my mom, and then I had told Herbie, and they're like, what? Why? Why are you like, just Herbie was exactly in that deadpan voice, like, why? And because he knew how much I've done and how much I've worked for it. And that motivated me even more. Like that took me kind of even out of more of a slump of going, okay, no, I do have this. I do got this. People they're not going to let me quit. Where I think if I talk to someone else, not that I have anybody in mind, but if I talked to somebody else, they would have been like, well, yeah, why don't you? What is this really doing? I don't think I have those people in my life anymore that are going to sit there and focus on, well, yeah, if you feel that that's good for you, go ahead and quit. I don't have that. And I don't think I want to be there. And so with other times that I struggled, I think I just pushed through. Especially with an exercise that may have been harder, it was pushing through. But I mean, I went from starting at 3 to 5 pounds, doing, whatever those are, because I can't remember. Yes, there you go. Sorry. And now I'm at 10 pounds. I mean,
at your house.
At my house, here I'm a lot more. At 20, yeah. So I have to purchase new things for at home. I'm researching that right now. And so it's just pushing through. And because I've had that mentality with many other things, especially like with teaching, it's like, oh, we got to push through to the next thing. We got to push through. I don't like sitting at the negative. I've never liked it. My dad was never, if you ever saw him negative, my mom was like, go take a nap. You need to go take a nap. You're being negative, to go take a nap. And so he would get up, he was much better. My mom always says that I'm like my dad in that way. You're always very positive, and when you're not, that's when there's something wrong and we need to look into it, or look into what is making that feel. We talk about it, I'm better. And I think that's also the other thing, is talking about it, talking through it. If I message you on something, sometimes it's not about wanting to get a response, it's about putting it out there so that it's out and so that I can reread it, because I reread my things a few different times.
That says we don't know what we think until we read what we think.
Yeah, and it's true. And then I'm like looking at it, I'm like, well, come on, Emily, you've done this far. Just go a little bit more. Like, why can't you do that 16th sit up? You just did 15. Do that 16th. You've got this, and I will scream and yell through that 16th one, but I'll do it. And I think that's a huge part of it. It's just pushing through even when you don't want to, but I at least feel so much better once I do. Did that answer the question?
Tell me about some of your wins.
Some of my wins, I'm in a size 14 pants. I just bought them just a couple days ago. Have I worn them yet? No, but when I was in the dressing room, I was jumping up and down, and I was able to zip those things up, and I almost called you right then to tell you, but that was a win. I don't know,
How much are you down?
I am down 33 pounds. From 230 to 197, and I feel better. Like I sent you a picture, or I showed you, maybe I sent it. Did I send you? I put it in True Coach of a picture. Like I had taken a picture of Herbie and I, and it was at something, and I can't remember what. I took a picture of us, and I'm looking at it, and it was like, holy
anniversary dinner?
No, it was at the bingo night. And took a picture, and I was looking at myself, and I'm like, holy smokes, like, look at my face, like, wow, it's a lot thinner than it normally is when I take a picture. And then I remember coming through, it was like in my Facebook memories of that same, or a little bit, I was looking anyways, but it was of Declan's kindergarten graduation, and it was a picture of me, and I went, holy smokes. And I put it side by side, and I showed Herbie, and I just kept looking at it and going, I didn't realize how bad I felt. I still remember that moment, looking back at that picture and going, well, I have to post this because it's of me and him. I don't want to, but I have to, because what is someone going to say if you only have a picture of him and Herbie and not want to, So my win is just being able to see myself in a different light. I've never had great self-esteem. I'm feeling that now, and I know that's losing the weight. Getting into shirts that before it was like, oh, this was a little tight. Now it's not. Seeing my arms not wiggle as much. I mean, they're still wiggle, but seeing a little more definition than I want, or than not. That was wrong. Than I have seen before. Being able to do sit-ups,
Push-ups.
doing push-ups. Like I just sent you a video. I don't know if you've seen it. Of me doing push-ups, and before I was like, I want to be, she put it in as an exercise, and I'm like, I don't even know how to do a push-up, and I know, once I said I don't even know how to do a push-up, she switched the different exercises to work it to where I can do a push-up, and without even saying anything to me, I know that that's what you did. And so I started trying. I'm like, I can't get this right. And she's like, just start at the counter, then move down. And so I started at the counter, then I went to the table, then I went to like our like not nightstand, but the table next to the couch.
End table.
End table. I'm not good with names, I guess, today. Went to that, and then I was like, all right, that's kind of low enough, and I started doing it on the ground. And you know, once she said, just keep your core tight and different things, and then with all the different exercises that you've put together, I'm not, you know, to the ground. I know that that's coming. I know that that's coming. And like she said, I got to get stronger, but I'm actually tight and I'm getting down. Like my elbows are bending. And it's exciting because those are those things that you have helped, even just tweaking a little exercise without even my knowledge, to make it to where I can succeed. And that's been huge. I mean, even with the sit-ups, you know, just being able to do once. I remember coming in and going, watch this, and did one, and she flipped out. She was so excited. And that's what I want. Another reason what I love about you is that you help with the struggles, but then you are so excited about the wins. And then you're kind of like, I feel like I'm like a third grader talking to my teacher, and she's so excited. I'm like, I want to do more. I want to do more for her. And that is true. But by doing more for you, it's doing more for me. And that is definitely the big wins. The big wins. The little wins is, I go walking with a coworker we try to do it every day. If it's really hot, we don't want to sweat. Or she doesn't want to sweat, so I don't, you know, and I'm not going to walk our neighborhood by myself. I feel safe in the neighborhood. I just don't want to do it myself. I like having the camaraderie of walking and talking. And so we've started walking. Well, this woman power walks, and I remember starting off with her, and it was difficult even to keep up. And I was like, all right, I can't sit there and tell her that I'm not doing well, you know, and I was just pushing myself. My body hurt after starting. And I mean, and this was when we were just starting. I mean, it was the beginning of us starting together that I was walking as well, because I was trying to get my steps up. And now I feel like I can surpass her because I'm feeling better about myself. That was what happened one day last week or the week before. It was like, oh, I'm walking faster. Ooh, that's crazy. I can do this, you know, and it's because of doing all of this, working hard. And other wins, just, I don't know, just feeling great and just seeing little things, like looking in the mirror and going, oh, my hips don't go all the way out anymore. You know, they're like starting to slim down and I don't have the big I don't know, like those little things that you notice about yourself that you are the hardest one on yourself with, I'm starting to see diminish, and it makes me feel great. I mean, just like standing up and like looking down and going, oh, well, my stomach's not out as much as it has been. I'm gonna, you know, I can see my toes. You know, I got the same shoes on, you know, and it's just, I think even being able to, I don't like clothes shopping, and being able to go in and go, okay, I gotta find a pair of jeans. Oh, well, I can grab this one and I can grab this one, and let me grab this size too. Let me go try them on, and being able to, I tried on a size 16 because I'm like, oh, let me try the 16 regular. Let's see what and there was room, and I'm like, well, let me go to the 14, and I tried the 14 on and I zipped it up and I'm like, woo! And then I went, well, they might be just a little tight, but in a couple weeks, they'll be a lot less tight.
Right.
So.
Where are you headed?
Let's see. I started at 230. I would like to get down to 270, 275. 170. Oh my gosh. Yes, 170. Sorry, I'm like, why are you saying one? Yes, 170. Oh my goodness, and you can't edit that part out. 230 to 170. That's where I would like to be. So I have about 27 more pounds to go if we're looking at the pound wise. Do I want 6-pack abs? Absolutely not. I mean, if that comes with it, Sure. But I just want to be, I want to be able to run around with my kids. I want my arms to, I want to be, I mean, oh, another one, being able to pick up, we have chickens, a bag of feed at 50 pounds and not be like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. I can pick it up and just throw it in the car and stuff.
So what was that one thing that you picked up at school that you carried that usually you had to call the maintenance guys for?
Oh, it's a binding machine. This binding machine is horrid. It is like, it has to be about 50 pounds and it's big metal and stuff. And usually I had to have the custodians grab it and take it to my room, which is about 100 yards away or so, more, I don't know, something like that. And or I would put it on a cart and take it to my room, and I was able to pick it up and walk into my room all by myself. Heck yeah. I was a little winded, but not as winded as I would have been before. So where I'm going, 170 would be my goal weight. And just being stronger and toner and yeah, like, and just healthy. I mean, I'm still, you heard me say earlier, I'm still eating McDonald's. As long as it's within my macros, I can still eat it. And that's what I told her in the beginning. Like, I don't want to not eat. I love to eat. It is something that gives me joy, but I want to eat the right things and I want to eat it within the parameters that you've set, that I've set for myself. I'm still going to have that hamburger, but now I don't, because I want the fries, I don't have the buns, you know, and now truly I don't even eat all the fries either because I'm like, they're just there. And so, except for Del Taco fries, they're the bomb for me. But I also get the little grilled tacos, you know, grilled chicken tacos. So I feel like that's balance. It's a balance. And that's the thing. It's all about balance. And especially with food. I mean, people will bring in donuts to work. As I said before, I can't eat donuts at work. I won't, but I won't. So that even just sits there and tells me, don't even grab the donut. And I don't, because I don't want it to hurt my stomach or anything else like that. I've totally lost my train of thought, but it's just about balancing it. And I don't want to quit or stop exercising because I feel like that brings me joy now. When have I ever in the past said that exercise will bring me joy? I don't think I ever said that, but it does now. So that's why I think also I stay at 10:30 at night or 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night is because it brings me joy. I will do it because of that. And I'm able to do more and walk more and just be present more. And I'm starting to feel good doing it and feel like I'm looking good doing it too.
Heck yeah, you are.
I mean,
oh my
and
goodness.
that's the other thing with you, with all of this, my self-esteem has grown, you know, and I have found more of, I'm not going to do this because it's going to affect that. I'm worth more. And I'm starting to find my worth, where everything else was about my kids, my husband, my mom, my house, my job, all of those things. If you noticed, I wasn't there. And now I am. And I'm taking time for me. And it's like I've told my daughter, like, you're not going to continue doing that, then you know what, I'm going to take that money from there and I'm going to put it to Bethany to where I can do more with Bethany. Like, I'm going to put it towards me. Why not? Because I want to be there when my kids are grown. I want to see them walk down the aisle. Do I know if that's in my future after losing my dad? I don't know, but I'm going to strive to make it that way.
I love you.
I love you too.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely.
All right, and that is Emily. Hope you guys have a great day.